right, ladies.
You messed it up.
No, you didn't. So let's make sure we know what we're looking at here. When we look at this structure, okay, notice, where's your probe here? Let's put this way so I don't stab myself in the process here. All right, so notice that the right ventricle is much smaller compared to the left, okay? That outer little lining here is the epicardium, and then we have the myocardium, that muscle layer. Why is the left ventricle myocardium going to be thicker than the right ventricle's myocardium?
It has to pump the water throughout the body.
Good, it has to go to the rest of the body, so it needs to be larger. Where does blood go when it leaves the right ventricle?
To the tricuspid valve.
No, it's already gone through the...
Yeah. Oh, to the pulmonary.
Through the pulmonary artery to the
lungs
to get oxygen. Good. Now, when we look at our atria here is the right atrium. Now, how do you know this is where you just kind of start putting your fingers in and seeing where things go? So there's the right atrium. And if I leave the right atrium, right there, you can see my finger. You go through the tricuspid valve, which is right here, into the right ventricle. Okay? Now,
so where's the vena cava?
You can't see that on here. They cut those off so much. They butcher it so you can't see it. Okay? But once blood leaves the right ventricle, it goes out the pulmonary artery over here. So your pulmonary valve, if you were to take your fingers through here, they would touch. Okay? So it goes out the right ventricle through the pulmonary artery to your lungs to get oxygen. Comes back via the pulmonary veins into the left atrium, right here. Okay? And then what do we call this valve that joins the left atrium and left ventricle? Bicuspid or mitral valve. These stringy structures are the chordae tendineae, and they attach via these little bumps called the papillary muscle to hold the valves open. And then blood leaves the left ventricle through the aortic valve into the aorta to the rest of the body. Okay?
So basically the whole heart is made up, like most of the heart is made up.
It's muscle. It's one big muscle because it's constantly pumping. Okay? All right.
Is that all the features we need to know?
Yes, I'm going to go back and add endocardium, epicardium, and myocardium.
Oh, so
because I got left off.
So is
this is the myocardium, this is the endocardium, and then this is the epicardium. Notice you'll have some holes here. Those are little blood vessels and arteries. See, that's a blood vessel. We call these little coronary arteries that supply the blood with heart. Supply the heart with blood.
Okay.
It's a Friday.
So do they have
They do have a pericardium. That's what this is. So when we put it back together, this is the pericardial membrane that surrounds the heart. Okay? And you'll see when we do the cat around the heart, you'll have to cut through the pericardial membrane. It's not nearly as nice and smooth as this. It's a lot smaller, and it's easier to do damage when you cut through it. But you can see we'll cut through that when we do the cat dissection. Okay? All right. Watch out for the scalpel. Guys,
So this is the anterior got that thing, the pulmonary artery. These are the atrium.
left atrium?
This is anterior. This thing divides it into left and right.
Stop your conversation, listen up. Get your video made. Make sure you send it out to your peeps so that they know what's going on, because you get your lab practical when you come in Monday. I've got to add 3 more terms to this. Make sure you know where the septum is. What's the septum of the heart? Separates left and right sides. Make sure you know where the apex is. What's the apex?
Over here.
Most distal part of the heart.
This is the septum.
And I'm going to add the epicardium, endocardium, and myocardium that you need to know.
Alright, and so the side of the
The
apex
outer layer.
is the left side, and so this is the right side.
Can we open it?
Okay. Is there anything that she missed?
She said the ventricle
Guys, you need to know your 4 valves. The good thing about getting hearts from cows that they have butchered is you can easily see those pulmonary
because she said the papillary muscle.
Okay?
The
You're done?
tendon.